Now let's look at more detail inside this attribute selector. So attribute selector, which we saw earlier just a bit ago in the previous video, we saw there in passing that the syntax is something like this, that we can have any attribute. So we can have obviously we can target known attributes like id or class, but in general we can have any attribute here, and whatever the value which we want to target, we can target that. So it selects the elements based on the presence or value of the given attribute. So let's say here the attribute name is attr rather than class, then simply we write here attr is equal to whatever the value, then that can be targeted using that also. Okay, so let's try to do that. So let's say there is a, so for example right now let's say there is a single element which is, let's say this thing. Then right now we know that yeah, this thing I can target directly using dot my class. I know that, right? So obviously this will work fine. But if we use attribute selector, then the same thing can be done something like class. You understand, there is a syntax called square bracket, and then inside square bracket you can write class is equal to and the value. So the value is my class. So if we write like this, then also this can be targeted. So you see that the same effect is there. Now the first thing is that you can use here double quotes, single quotes, double quotes, all thing will work. That is first thing. In fact, if it is simple value, not space or something, then you can simply use like this also without quotes, and that will also work fine. Okay, next thing is that what if this thing is not, so if it is id, then also this thing will work, right? However, if this thing is some unknown attribute, so let's say attr, right? Now what happens that if some unknown attribute is there, then you can target that also using this. Okay, next thing is that if let's say this attr value is equal to space hello, something like this is there, right? Then you see that this thing is not matched, right? So in that case you might want to use something like this. So we'll see that since it is space separated, so better to put it in quotes, so in order to match that. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, that any attribute can be written and after equal to whatever the value is there, that can be matched. So you understand, right? So let's say simplicity, my attr1 or my attr2, these two things are there, and you can understand that let's say there are two divs, one with attr1 attribute and one with attr2 attribute. Then you can clearly see that I am only targeting the first one. If I do attr2, then it targets the second one. And next we have also seen that we can write dot class name, or similarly div dot class name. Similarly here we can write a particular element name also, so for example div. Okay, and then that will also work fine. What is the advantage of using this? That if we have, let's say some other element, let's say span or section, then you see that both are having attr is equal to attr2, but this will only match that which is having div. The div having attr is equal to attr2, only it will match that, and that's why it will not match the third one, it will match only the second one. And if you see here that if I use section here, then obviously it will match the third one, and if I don't use anything, then it will match anything, all the elements with this attribute. So second and third both will be matched. So let's have a simple line break for clarity. So it is targeting the second and third one both. Okay, fair enough. I already mentioned that most of the places you should always try to write in quotes, but most of the places it is not required. But essentially whenever these things are like having some like maybe unsupported characters, special characters, or space, white spaces, so at those places definitely use this inside quotes. Otherwise you can write without quotes also like this. Next, what if I don't write any value? So rather than writing attr is equal to something, what if I don't write anything? Then what will happen? Then it will match whatever be the value in all the things. It doesn't matter. It will match all the elements having this attr. So let's say this is attr2, then this will not match anything. So since I have not given any value, then whatever it is not checking for value, it is just checking for the existence of this attribute. So any thing with this attribute existence will be there. Okay, in fact it will match even if you write let's say is equal to empty string, then also it will match, right? Even if you don't write any value. So if you simply write attr, actually, so this is a shortcut for passing, let's say truthy value, that yeah, this has attr, it has no value, which means that just assume that it is there. Just we are checking the existence or non-existence of this, right? So for that case, if we don't pass any value, just we pass this thing, then it will match then also. You see, if this is not there, then obviously this will not match. Okay, next, yeah, so just I was saying that we can use values also, or we can use simple names also. If we put values, then it will match the value only this one. If we don't put, then in this case it will match all the three elements, because they are having these attributes. That's it. Next, we have a pretty sophisticated logic of comparison and matching for these elements. So for example, let's say we have two elements, okay, right? And let's say both are having attr, but let's take that one is having this thing, hi hello world, right? And the second one is having, let's say, hey hello there. Now if I simply do attr, then obviously everything will be matched, both will be matched, right? But if I do something like attr, this tilde, this is like in top left corner of your keyboard, this tilde equal to, if I do this, then this means that you have to match any one of the words space separated. So space separated, there are many words, right? So there are, this is hi is there, hello is there, right? So let's say I do something like this tilde equal to, and I write hi, then what will happen? It will see that only first one is having a separate word. So if I can write world also, right? So you can see that only the first one will be matched, because the only first one is having. So what happens, that whatever that particular attribute value is there, all the words which are space separated, one of the words it is trying to match. So if I write hello, then what we will see? We will see that it is matching this also and this also. Why? Because one of the words is hello here, and the order does not matter, right? So if I this thing is here, then also it will match. You see, both are matched. Okay. And again it is matching this hello. So if it is not if I change this to, let's say, hello with double O, then obviously this will not match, only the second one will match. Now next one is something called this pipe equal to. Okay, so this pipe equal to symbol is used to match something with starting with that thing with followed by hyphen. So let's say this thing is hi hyphen, right? And this thing is, let's say, simply hi there. Okay, then what will happen, that this thing, if I use pipe equal to and here hi, then what will happen is that you see only first one is matched, because it is only following with hyphen. Okay, even if you put space, then also it will not match. Okay, you see, it has to be hyphen, and then after that whatever is there, that is fine, but that name whatever you are giving here followed by hyphen should be there, then that will match. So now it is matching both, because both are following hyphen after that name. Okay, fair enough. Now another attribute selector variant is this thing, which is called this caret symbol equal to. This means starts with. So if this attribute is there and it starts with this item, so you see that okay, all the three have item in there, but which one of them starts with item? This one. Okay, so only this thing will be matched. Similarly, there is something called dollar equal to, which means that something which ends with item one, whatever the name is there, so it should end with that thing. Okay, if it is in between, so let's say I write something which is in between, not in start and not in end, then it will not match, right? So caret equal to and dollar equal to. So let's see that in action. So let's say I write starts with high, then it will match both because both are starting with high. If it is not starting with high, let's say some random thing is there, it is not starting with high, then it will not match. It will just match the first one, right? Next, if I say it should end with, let's say anything, let's say LLO, right? If it is ending with LLO, okay, then which one is ending with LLO? This thing, and that's why only the next one should match. Okay, so end with this, so I have to change this to dollar. Sorry, I have to change this with dollar equal to, right? So I'm now saying that which of the attributes ends with LLO. You understand? And the second one is only the case, and that's why that will match. Okay. Now there is something called star equal to. That means that anywhere in between that thing is there, that will be matched. So if I have, let's say this thing, and let's say this thing, right? Then you see whatever you see, all three have. So okay, so let me change it to star equal to. Let me change it with star equal to, and let's have hello with double O. And you see that only this one has hello with double O anywhere in between. So only the first one will be matched. However, if I convert it to simple hello with one O, then you see that hello is here also, right? And then hello is here also, and hello is here also. And that's why it will match all the three, right? And obviously if something is there which does not have that, so for example this thing does not have now hello, then this thing will not match. More importantly, imagine that there is no word separation. You can have anything like here and anything like here, right? It will not match obviously because hello is not there. But if hello is there anywhere in between, so let's see here hello, it is not a word, it is just in between somewhere. So anywhere in this whole string, the value of the attribute, right? Anywhere, if it is, let's say this thing is there hello, which it is there, then it will match. You see, this thing will match. Next, we have to see about case sensitivity. So till now we saw that we were just trying with the smaller case letters, right? Now let's try with something called which is case sensitive. So let's say I write that yeah, this thing is also hello, and this thing is also hello, and this thing is also hello, right? And I am just using a simple, let's say selector, equality selector, let's say simple equality selector. So obviously it will match everything. But what if I change this second one and third one to capital H, right? Then you see that only first one is matched, second one is not matched. And why capital H? Let's take the whole uppercase. Then obviously this will not match, right? The first one is only matching. However, if we want case insensitivity, then there is something you can write. You can put I in the end, and then it will match. It will match with case insensitive behavior. So now it will just see that whether it is uppercase, lowercase does not matter. The whole thing should be hello, HELLO. Whether upper letter or lower letter does not matter. Case insensitive, right? That's why we have written I. And now all the things are hello, and that's why everything is matching. If something is not hello, let's say something is not hello, then obviously it will not match. More importantly, if we would have written, let's say something like this and not case insensitive, then it will only match the second one. And again here, if we write case insensitive, then again it will match all three. Okay, So this is like this. So case insensitivity. Okay, that is fine. So we will next go into more selectors in some time. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.